Hi students, welcome back. Today I am discussing certain problems related with the gravitational force and intensity of gravitational field. We already studied that gravitational force F is equal to gravitational force between two bodies F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. This is the force between two bodies. Gravitational force between two masses, that is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. Okay. Then intensity of gravitational field. Intensity of gravitational field is the force experienced on a unit mass placed in the gravitational field. Okay. Intensity of gravitational force at any point can be determined by placing a unit mass near, a unit mass in the gravitational field. Unit mass. Here capital M is the mass of the earth, R is the radius of the earth, then intensity of gravitational field that can be written as intensity, that means the force between unit mass and earth, that is equal to G into capital M into 1 divided by R square. Okay, the force between them is equal to, or intensity is equal to G into capital M into 1 unit mass, therefore into 1 divided by R square. Okay, now we can do some problems related with the force and intensity of gravitational field. First question, 4 particles having masses M, 2m, 3m and 4m are placed at 4 corners P, Q, R and S of a square PQRS of side X. Okay, the gravitational force acting on the particle of mass M placed at the center is. Okay, our question, we want to find out what about the gravitational force exerted at the center of the square where a small m mass is placed. Okay, for this, at the 4 corners of the square, masses M, 2m, 3m and 4m are placed. Okay, we can do the problem. In our question, 4 masses M, 2m, 3m and 4m are placed at the vertices of a square. Okay, M, this body is having mass M, here it is having 2m, 3m, 4m are the masses which are placed at the vertices of a square of side X. We want to find out the intensity at the center where we place, or we want to find out the force, gravitational force at the center where we place a body of mass M. Okay, we want to find out the force exerting on the mass small m which is placed at the center. Okay, for this we know that the equation for the force. Okay, what about the equation for the force? Force F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. This is the force between two bodies. Okay, here force between these two bodies are attractive in nature. So what about the nature here? This is attractive. This small m mass attract this mass m in this direction, and that force can be written as F1. Okay. Then we can write what about the force F1. F1 is equal to G into small m divided by, what about the distance? We can take it as R, then R square. Okay. Force between the two masses are attractive in nature. What about the force exerted on this mass? Force exerted, that is attractive. Due to that attractive force, this small m mass attract this small m mass. Okay. So the direction is like that. That force F1 is equal to this. Then what about the force exerted by 2m on small m? Okay, that force is also attractive. this 2m mass attract this small m. Okay, in which direction? This is direction, that force is written as F2, and this distance is also equal to small r because it is a square. Then F2 is equal to G into small m into 2m divided by r square. This is the second force. Okay, what about the third force, F3? F3 is the force between 3m and m. Okay, what about the nature? It is also attractive. This 3m mass attracts small m in this direction, that is F3. What about this distance? That distance is also taken as r. Okay, G into m into 3m divided by r square. Then what about F4? Fourth force. Okay, that is the force between 4m and m. It is also attractive in nature. 4m mass attracts small m. Okay. And what about that force? That is F4. F4 is equal to G into small m into 4m divided by r square. Okay. These are the four forces which are acting on small m. Now we want to find out what about the resultant force acting on small m. Okay. Then we know that F1 and F3 which are along a straight line but it is in the opposite direction. Then which one is greater? F3 is greater than F1. Okay, F3 which is greater than F1. So the resultant, F resultant, that is equal to F3 minus F1 because they are along a straight line. These two forces, F3 and F4, are along a straight line but it is in the opposite direction. Okay, then F3 minus F1 is the resultant force in this direction. Okay, then F3 minus F1 is equal to, F3 is equal to G into M into 3M divided by R square minus G into M divided by R square. Okay, from that it is very clear that, okay, what about the resultant force? It's equal to 3gm square divided by r square minus gm square divided by r square. That's equal to 2gm square divided by r square. That's the resultant force. And what about its direction? And its direction is in the direction of F3. Okay, this is the FR resultant. Now we want to consider F4 and F2. Okay, here which one is greater? F4 and F2 are along a straight line. And which one is greater? From the equation it is very clear that F4 is greater than F2. Then what about the resultant in that direction? F resultant, that is equal to F4 minus F2. F4 and F2 are acting along a straight line but it is in the opposite direction. Okay, from here we can write 4. Okay, 4gm square divided by r square minus, what about F2? F2 is equal to 2gm square by r square. 2gm square divided by r square. That's equal to 2gm square divided by r square. That's the resultant. Okay, and what about the direction of this resultant? Direction of this resultant is in the direction of F4 because F4 is greater. Then this is the resultant. Okay, F resultant. Okay, now we got two resultant forces, FR. Okay, one resultant force is in this direction, in the direction of F3, and second one is in the direction of F4. Okay, these are the two forces which are these are the two resultant forces which are acting in this direction. Okay, FR and FR. And what about these two resultant forces? These two resultant forces are equal. And what about the angle between them? Angle between them is equal to 90 degree. Then, okay, force is a vector quantity. We know that the resultant, how can we take the resultant of these two forces? If the angle between them is equal to 90 degree. Okay, two forces are vectors and the angle between them is equal to 90. Then F resultant is equal to F resultant. Okay, f resultant dash, that is equal to root of fr square plus fr square. Okay. Or the resultant force is equal to root of f1 square plus f2 square. Similarly, we can write here fr and fr. These two resultant forces are same. So, root of fr square plus fr square is the resultant. That is equal to root 2 into fr. Okay. Fr square plus fr square is equal to 2 fr square. That is root 2 into fr. Fr dash is equal to root 2 fr. Okay. Now we can substitute the value of fr here. Okay. That's equal to root 2 into, what about fr? Fr is equal to 2gm square by r square. 2gm square divided by r square. Okay. 2 root 2 gm square by r square, that is the resultant force. 2 root 2 gm square divided by r square. That is the resultant. Okay. Now we want to write r in terms of x because the side length of the square is x, that is given in the question. Then square, side length of square is x, so here x, here it's also equal to x. Then what about the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse here it's equal to root 2x. Okay. By applying Pythagoras theorem, we can write a root of x square plus x square. Root 2x is the diagonal. Then what about r? R is half of the diagonal. That's equal to half of root 2x. That's equal to x divided by root 2. Okay. Towards the center, the distance r is equal to x by root 2. Now, we want to write in terms of x. Then, what about the value here? On substituting the value of r is equal to x by root 2. 2 root 2 gm square divided by r square is equal to x square divided by 2. Then, on rearranging, we can write it as, okay, here 2 comes to the numerator, then it becomes 4 root 2 gm square divided by x square. Okay. For root 2 gm square by x square is the final answer. Here we want to write in terms of x. Answer is in terms of x because the side length of the square is x, that is given in the question. Okay. This is the way we can do this problem. Okay, first of all, find out what are the forces which is exerting on the mass mole m which is placed at the center. Then F1, F2, F3 and F4 are the 4 forces which are acting on the body of mass mole m. Then we want to find out what about the resultant. Okay, to find out the resultant, we want to consider which one is greater. Okay. Then F resultant is equal to F1 and F3 are the 2 forces which are acting along a straight line. Then F3 is greater than F1, so we can write F3 minus F1 is the resultant in that direction. And when we consider F2 and F4 forces, F4 is greater than F2 and these 2 forces are acting along a straight line. Then resultant is equal to F4 minus Fr. Okay, then resultant is equal to, on substituting the values, we got the answer. Okay. Here in this question, Fr, here Fr, this is taken as Fr1, this is taken as Fr2. These 2 forces, Fr1 and Fr2 are equal. But in some cases, it may be different. Okay. Then F resultant is equal to these 2 forces, Fr1 and Fr2, which are acting at an angle 90 degree. Okay. So the resultant force is equal to root of Fr1 square plus Fr2 square. Here Fr1 and Fr2 are equal. So we can write root 2 Fr. Then substitute the value of Fr. Then we got the answer just like this. 2 root 2 gm square by r square. Okay. Now we want to substitute the value of r. R is equal to x by root 2. Then our final answer is 4 root 2 gm square divided by x square. Okay. Our second question, two bodies of masses 20,000 kg and 200 kg are separated by a distance of 2 meter. Okay, 20,000 kg and 200 kg masses are placed at a distance of 2 meter. At what distance from the smaller body, at what distance from 200 kg body, the intensity of gravitational field is 0. Okay, we want to find out the distance from which the smaller body, where the intensity of gravitational field is equal to 0. In our question, at a 20,000 kg body, okay, 20,000 kg body and 200 kg body, which are separated by a distance of 2 meter. Okay, we want to find out the point where the intensity of gravitational field is equal to 0. Okay, the distance from the small kg mass. Okay, we want to find out the distance from small kg mass where the intensity of gravitational field is equal to 0. Okay, for this we can take this distance as x. We don't know what about that point. So we can take this point as the distance from small kg body bore. Distance from small kg where the intensity of gravitational field is equal to 0. Okay, then what about the remaining distance? Remaining distance is equal to 2 minus x. Okay. To find out the intensity of gravitational field at any point, we want to place a unit mass at that point. Okay, here we can place a 1 kg body. We want to place a unit mass. The force between 20,000 kg and 1 kg, that can be written as, that is written as I1, intensity I1, that is equal to G into, what about the equation for the intensity? Intensity equation, I is equal to Gm divided by R square. Okay, Gm divided by R square. Here G into, what about the mass M? M is equal to 20,000. Second mass is 1 kg, so into 1. Okay, divided by distance is equal to 2 minus x the whole square. What about I2? Intensity at this point due to 200 kg, that is equal to G into 200 divided by x square. Here the intensity of gravitational field, it's a vector quantity. One is acting in this direction and another is acting in the opposite direction. So what about the total intensity? Total intensity I1 plus minus I2, that is equal to, in our question, that's equal to 0. Total intensity at that point is equal to 0. That is given in the question. From here we can write I1 is equal to I2. Okay. Then I1 is equal to G into 20,000. We can substitute that value. G into 20,000 divided by 2 minus x the whole square is equal to G into 200. I2 is equal to G into 200 divided by x square. We can cancel G. 200 cancel to 20,000, that's equal to 100. Then 100 divided by 2 minus x the whole square is equal to 1 by x square. Okay. Then on rearranging, we can write 100 x square is equal to 2 minus x the whole square. On taking square roots on both sides, then 10x is equal to 2 minus x. Then from here 11x is equal to 2. What about x? X is equal to 2 divided by 11 meter. 2 by 11 meter is the distance from the small kg body where the intensity of gravitational field is equal to 0. Okay, this is the way by which we can solve this problem. Okay, total intensity 0, that is given in the question. So we can write I1 plus minus I2 is equal to 0. Then I1 is equal to I2. Then substitute the equation for the intensities. Then we got the answer x is equal to 2 by 11 meter. Our next question, a kg mass is at a distance of 4 meter from 2 kg mass. Okay, we have two masses, 4 kg, 8 kg and 8 kg and 2 kg. Okay, these two masses which are separated by a distance of 4 meter from 8 kg to, from the center of 8 kg to, from this to the center of 2 kg, that's equal to 4 meter. Okay. At what distance should a third mass of 1 kg be placed from 8 kg mass on the line joining the two masses so that the force acting on 1 kg is equal to 0? We want to place a 1 kg body on the line joining the two masses. Okay, on the line joining the two masses, a body, 1 kg body is placed. Okay, okay. We want to find out at what distance from the third, at what distance should a third mass 1 kg be placed from 8 kg mass. Okay, we want to find out this distance, the distance between 8 kg and 1 kg, and therefore that is taken as x. Then what about the remaining distance? Remaining distance, that is equal to 4 minus x. Okay. What about the peculiarity of this point? At this point, the force acting on 1 kg mass is equal to 0. Okay. Here, a 1 kg mass which is placed at the line joining the two masses says that the force acting on 1 kg mass is equal to 0. Okay. We don't know what about the point. What about the distance from 8 kg? We want to find out the distance from 8 kg where the 1 kg mass is placed so that the force acting on them becomes equal to 0. Okay. For this, we can take F1 is the force between 8 kg and 1 kg. Okay. F1 is the force. And what about the direction of force? 8 kg attract this. Okay. Attract this 1 kg body in which direction? This is the direction. 8 kg attract 1 kg. Okay. And that force F1 can be written as F1 is equal to G into 8 into 1 divided by x square. Okay. Then what about the force of attraction between 1 kg and 2 kg? 2 kg attract 1 kg, and in which direction? This is the direction, and that force is taken as F2. Okay. 2 kg attracts 1 kg in the towards 2 kg. Okay, therefore force is taken as F2 and the direction of F2 is as in figure. F2 is equal to G into 2 into 1 divided by 4 minus x the whole square. Okay, what about these two forces? These two forces are in the opposite direction. Okay, so what about the resultant force or net force? Net force is equal to F1 minus F2. Okay. In our question, the net force acting on the 1 kg is taken to be as 0. Then 0 is equal to F1 minus F2. From here, we can write F1 is equal to F2. Okay. Now we can substitute that values. Okay. F1 is equal to G into 8 divided by x square. That is equal to G into 2 divided by 4 minus x the whole square. Okay. We can cancel GG and 2 cancel to 8. It's equal to 4. Then 4 by x square is equal to 4 by x square is equal to 1 by 4 minus x the whole square. Okay. What about the next step? We want to take square root on both sides. Then 2 by x is equal to 2 by x is equal to 1 by 4 minus x. On crossing, we can write 8 minus 2x is equal to x. Then 8 is equal to 3x. Then x is equal to, what about x? X is equal to 8 divided by 3. Okay, 8 by 3 meter is the distance. 8 by 3 meter. Okay, x is equal to 8 by 3 meter is the distance from 8 kg where the 1 kg body is placed, so that the force exerting on 1 kg is equal to 0. Okay, I think these questions are clear for you. If you like this video, please subscribe and enable the bell button. Thank you.